At the close of episode 5, Crusader Rabbit and Rags the Tiger were marooned on an island, way out in the Caribbean. A strange island that had risen right up out of the sea. To add to their plight, they had been lured into a large steel cage while exploring the isle. It was only then that their clever adversary finally identified himself, or rather herself, for their captor turned out to be, of all things, a merbunny, the Rabbit Kingdom's answer to the mermaid. She was really quite upset when she saw our two friends.
Oh, dear. Excuse me. That trap was meant for the pirates.
Pirates?
Oh, my, yes. Why, we merbunnies just can't be too careful. The pirates are forever out hunting us. Merbunny stew, you know, is the pirates' favorite dish.
Don't you worry, miss. We're gonna drive the pirates right off the sea.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that settled it. When Minnie, for that was the merbunny's name, heard this, she was delighted. She immediately released the two Crusaders. What's more, when she saw how starved they were, she insisted they be her guests for dinner. And so, climbing into her strange pogo-mobile, they set off to forage the hungry lads a bite to eat. As Minnie gathered the fixings for their meal, it soon became evident that this was indeed no ordinary island. For instance, where else would you find bananas with zippers on them? Or, for that matter, coconuts that yield coconut milk while still on the tree.
Well, what do you know?
Hey, look.
Not only did the island boast a rare variety of breadfruit tree, but a cake fruit tree as well. It wasn't long before Minnie had spread before them a feast fit for a king. And you can be sure they did it justice. Afterwards, while the two pirate hunters relaxed, Minnie told them a little more about this unusual island.
Well, we merbunnies have been living here for simply ages. Why, I remember my great-great-granny telling of seeing Columbus sail by here in search of the Indies. Of course, most of the time, our island's way down underwater. But every now and then, some volcanic force shoots us right up to the surface. It's a nice change, all right, and it gives us a breath of fresh air. Only trouble is, the pirates. They seem to know just when we're coming up and are ready and waiting to pop us into their stew pot.
At that moment, Minnie's story was suddenly interrupted.
Oh, my! Oh, good heavens! The alarm! The pirates are coming!
In a twinkling, the beach was alive with frightened merbunnies heading for the sea in safety. Minnie was about to follow when up out of nowhere popped one of the pirates and snagged her in his net. Thus, almost before Crusader or Rags realized what was happening, Minnie was beyond help and on her way to the galleon of Black Bilge the pirate. Here at last was the villain our friends had come so far to find. And yet, with their ship destroyed, what chance had they to challenge him? Don't miss episode 7 entitled Peril in the Night.